before we get started, please don't forget to smash that like button for me because it helps me make more videos and it helps the YouTube algorithm. In recent months, we have explored several new 5th generation fighters and their potential to transform foreign air forces. The first was South Korea's KIKF-21, a twin-engine, twin-seat, multi-role aircraft designed with objectives similar to the F-35. The second was Turkey's TITF Kaan, a multi-role fighter intended to replace the F-16. Both aircraft have already completed their maiden flights. Today we turn our attention to India's homegrown solution, the HL Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, AMCA, a 5th generation fighter. The AMCA project traces its origins back to 2010 when the Indian Air Force was pursuing a joint venture with Sukhoi to develop the Sukhoi Hel 5th generation fighter aircraft. This collaboration never fully materialized. However, during the conceptual phase, a parallel project was initiated which came to be known as the AMCA. A feasibility study for the AMCA program was conducted in October of that year, and by 2013, the preliminary design phase had begun. The project was led by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HL, and the Aeronautical Development Agency, ADA. In November 2013, 9 different designs were created using SADE software and studied over the course of the following year. By the end of 2014, these designs had been subjected to wind tunnel and radar cross-section testing. The results of these tests led to the selection of a final design, and by 2015, the basic configuration was finalized. The chosen design featured a twin-engine diamond trapezoidal winged aircraft with a V-tail and a bubble canopy, accommodating a single pilot. Like most other 5th generation concepts, the AMCA bore a resemblance to the F-35, likely a result of balancing agility with a reduced radar cross-section. This design blueprint was presented to the Indian Air Force in 2016. In the same year, the Air Force formally approved the design concept. A key objective during the conceptualization phase was to develop an aircraft capable of replacing the relatively new Sukhoi Su-30 MKI, the official Indian export variant of Russia's Flanker H, a notably ambitious goal. The latest versions of the Sukhoi 30 are arguably the finest multi-role aircraft produced in the East, aside from any potential classified projects. In Western terms, the Su-30 would be classified as a 4.5 generation fighter, comparable to the modernized Super Hornet or Strike Eagle. Therefore, the AMCA would serve as India's counterpart to the F-35. The AMCA was envisioned as a lighter, more modern alternative to what the traditional multi-role aircraft, while still being capable of carrying out similar missions. The proposal aimed to fulfill several key roles, including air supremacy, suppression of enemy air defenses, air interdiction, and electronic warfare. In the following years, this initial concept would be further developed and refined. In 2020, the Eurasian Times reported that one of the project's goals was to create an aircraft that externally adhered to 5th generation fighter design principles while incorporating more advanced 6th generation technology internally. Considering the time and challenges involved in developing such advanced systems domestically, it was disclosed that the AMCA would be developed in 2 initial phases. The first phase, known as Mark I, would utilize various foreign systems, while the subsequent Mark II variant would incorporate more advanced internal systems and additional domestically produced technology. The aircraft's exterior would retain a familiar look, employing established low radar cross-section design principles. Hindustan Aeronautics highlighted that their current twin-tail design significantly reduces the radar signature. This is further enhanced by other features, such as an airframe made of 30 to 40% composite radar-absorbing materials, as reported by both ADA and Jane's Information Services and internal weapons bays. During this phase, newly refined air intakes were also implemented. These new intakes, called diverterless supersonic intakes with a serpentine or S-shaped inlet, are designed to reduce the visibility of the engine's fan blades from the front. This is crucial, as exposed fan blades can be highly detectable by radar. In some modern aircraft, like the F-16, the radar can identify another aircraft's fan blades and match them against an onboard database to determine the aircraft type. This process, known as non-cooperative target recognition, is particularly useful when identification friend or foe transponders fail. Significant efforts were made to reduce weight within the airframe. A fly-by optic system was developed, replacing various sensor wiring with fiber optic cables. The radar system is also reportedly an upgraded version of the domestically produced Udam-ISA radar. This series of radars is currently being tested on other Indian Air Force aircraft, including the HL Tejas, a Delta Wing fighter. There are plans to eventually adapt it to the HL Teddy BF, MiG-29, and Flanker. India's current ambitions are quite similar to Turkey's. As mentioned in our discussion of the TFKAN, Turkey aims to reduce foreign dependence and move toward military self-sufficiency. In the short term, their goal is to develop various domestic aircraft, including trainers, attack and utility helicopters, as well as multirole fighters. Similarly, India seems to be striving for greater domestic self-sufficiency. This approach is logical, as both Turkey and India are positioned at the crossroads between East and West. Geopolitically, relying on other nations can be challenging, especially in uncertain times when power dynamics and alliances can rapidly change. Like Turkey's TFKN fighter, India faces challenges with domestic engine production. In 2021, it was announced that the project was pursuing a joint venture to develop a semi-indigenous engine. The most straightforward aspect to assess is its overall performance. As with many fifth-generation concepts, it has been stated that the AMCA will likely feature supercruise capabilities. At maximum power, it is expected to reach a top speed of Mach 2.14. If accurate, this would make it significantly faster than most other fifth-generation designs. The F-35, KF-21, Su-75, J-31, and TFKN all have a claimed top speed of around Mach 1.8, with only China's J-20 coming close at Mach 2.0. It's certainly commendable that countries like South Korea, Turkey, and India are striving to develop their own domestic aircraft to potentially surpass these iconic designs. While some may view this ambition as overly optimistic, both South Korea and Turkey already have working prototypes in the skies. The coming decade will be fascinating to observe as these domestic projects continue to evolve and mature. Now, if you like this video, check out this next video right here.